Morning, everybody. Hope you all having a good day. Had a long week. Worked about 60 hours this week and try to get some tunes in between. Got some old stuff. I got some new stuff. So here we go. First thing I got for you today is Traditional Ties by Hot Rise. I've had this for a little while. I got it from my buddy Gary from Cisco Records. This great traditional bluegrass. Tim O'Brien, just so good. Love it. If you've never heard them, you should check them out. Great band, great bluegrass. They're in kind of the middle. They're like a little traditional, a little, progressive. Not so much this album, but other albums. Very, very good album. Then next, my friend Kent sent me this in the mail. Butch Hancock, Firewater. It seeks its own level. Great, great album. I love Texas country music. I never had any Butch Hancock, and I was telling him that I've never found it, and he sent it to me in the mail. He's such a great dude. Thank you for that, buddy. This one has Jimmy Dale Gilmore singing with him on it, and great. Very, very folky Bob Dylan-y country. Very good. I love it, man. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, that's a good album, man. You just don't see his stuff here. Well, definitely when I lived in New Hampshire, you never saw it, but in North Carolina, I've seen one, and I can't think of the name of it, but it's him and a girl on the cover. I can't think of the name of it. That's the only one I've ever seen. Next, Benjamin Ton, A Heart of Gold is Hard to Find. Love him. In my opinion, the best writer out there right now since Townes Van Zandt. Just a great singer-songwriter. These albums, when he was after him and his wife had broke up for a while, sad albums, but just such great writing. I have a lot of his albums, but I still am looking for some of the Lost Dog Street Band albums, the earlier ones. And I think one more, his first album, just great stuff. Like, I love these him and a guitar albums so much. Yeah, if you've never heard him, check out the song Sorry for the Things on this album. So good. Next, John Prine, Diamonds in the Rough. Had to pull this out of the collection. Hadn't listened to it in a long time. John Prine is probably my number 3 favorite singer ever. I have almost all of his stuff. I just was like, I haven't listened to that one in a long time. This one is so good. And I love the song. I think it's called They Ought to Name a Drink After You. I think that's what it's called. Yes, I guess they ought to name a drink after you. Yeah, great song. I think this was his second album. Just great stuff. I mean, I don't think John Prine made a bad album, but that's my opinion. This is a tribute to John Anderson called Something Borrowed, Something New. If you've never heard this, and you should check this album out. This has some of the best covers I've ever heard on it, and it was made by Easy Eye Sound, Dan Auerbach from the Black Keys. But I mean, listen to this. John Prine sings 1959. Sierra Farrell sings Years, which is amazing. Brent Cobb, Blue and Wild and Blue. Nathaniel Ratcliffe, Low Dog Blues. Eric Church sings Mississippi Moon. Gillian Welch and Dave Rawlings sings I Just Came In to Count the Memories. Shoot 'em Low Sheriff by Tyler Childers. 701 by Luke Combs. When It Comes to You, Sturgill Simpson, that's a killer one. You Can't Judge a Book by Its Cover by Brothers Osborne. If You Could Catch a Falling Star by Del McCoury and Sierra Hull. Wow, that one's awesome. Straight Tequila Night, Ashley McBryde. That's another good one. I'm Just an Old Chunk of Coal by Jamie Johnson. This thing is just on fire the whole time. Blue vinyl. Just that it's such a great album. If you ever get a chance, if you see this, you should pick it up. It's just awesome. And then I had pulled this out, Nathaniel Ratcliffe, In the Night Sweats, subtitled. I love that made it old school Stax label. You can't go wrong with him. This album when it came out, it was huge. Just great music. It puts you in a good mood, you know. Put this on again this week. Zach Top, Cold Beer and Country Music. If you have not listened to this album, this is like my favorite album of last year. It was so good. It's got that traditional 90s country sound, and it's just good. Use Me is one of the coolest songs. I mean, it sounds like a Keith Whitley song, just so good. And he did one of the songs from this album, Bad Luck. He did it with Billy Strings. And they did like a 3-LP, 3-song EP. I hope they put it on vinyl. It's cool. But this album is fire. Alan Jackson's greatest hits collection. I don't have to say anything about him. He's the man. He's one of the best that ever did it, and this is killer. It's got a lot of those great songs on it. Just gotta put that 90s stuff on sometimes. Next, Jason Isbell, Sirens in the Ditch. Pulled this out. I hadn't listened to it in a long time. I love this early stuff. It's more on that, that drive-by truckers feel to it. This one has some really bluesy stuff on it. Really good. I need to get his new album. I haven't yet, but yeah, that's a great one. Next, 49 Winchester, Fortune's Favors the Bold. I just got tickets to go see them again, I think in June. I've seen them. This will be like the 4th time. One of my favorite bands. This is a signed copy. They're one of my favorite bands. Love them. This album is on Orange. Well, I think I have I have another one signed, an autographed one up on the wall of this album, and that's the blue vinyl for it. But this band is one of my favorites. If you like that rocky country, he's got a little bit of a Chris Stapleton, like soul-y country voice. Just love it. Check out the song on here. It's not one of the hits on the album, but it's called Neon. It's so good. Next, I was listening to this one yesterday, Silverado, formerly known as Mike and the Moon Pies. This album is really good. I never really listened to when they're Mike and the Moon Pies. I'd heard this online, and I was like, oh, I got to check that out. And now I need to get all the Mike and Moon Pie stuff, because such good stuff. And this is probably one of the prettiest colored vinyls I have. I love that. But check out Eagle Rare. That's my favorite song on this album. Next, I think it's Charlie McCoy's birthday this weekend. I put this in. Charlie McCoy's, is this a self-titled? Charlie McCoy. He's a harmonica player. This is on Monument. He he played with everybody. He played with Dylan. I think he was on a. He played guitar on Dylan's album, but I mean, I think he played with the Beatles a little bit. Like he was on every country album in the '60s and '70s. Just great. This is cool. It's got him doing harmonica versions of me and Bobby McGee. I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry. Delta Dawn. I Can't Stop Loving You. It's really, and Rocky Top. Just really great stuff. This was a Christmas present from my wife. I finally got to get on. Once Upon a Time in the West by White Buffalo. Love White Buffalo. This is one of the albums I had needed. If you're a fan of like Eddie Vedder's voice, he's got a very Eddie Vedder voice, but he's singer-songwriter, country-ish, very good stuff. This one is like just amazing. It has How the West Was Won, The Pilot, BB Guns and Dirt Bikes. I Wish It Was True. That's the one you want to check out. This album is amazing. And a lot of people might know him because he did a lot of songs on the Sons of Anarchy soundtrack. He actually did, House of the Rising Sun on there. Just killer stuff. I got this last week at a local record store. School Kids, Newgrass Revival, Too Late to Turn Back Now. I love Newgrass Revival. This is the early one before Bella Fleck. It's so good. Flying Fish. I will buy anything on Flying Fish because they're all good. But this cover is so good. John Cohen, that would later go on, and he's playing with the Doobie Brothers now, but Sam Bush is on this. Just awesome stuff, man. Awesome album. I'll never leave it a Newgrass album if I see them, because I know they're going to be good. All right. Steel Driver Self-Titled, their first album. Back when Chris Stapleton, let's see. Chris Stapleton right there. Back when he was with them in the first couple albums. This is such a good album. They got a new album coming out soon. The new singer, I always say, the new singer sounds like Chris Stapleton in Fast Forward. It's just a little lighter voice, but it's still got that kind of rasp in it. But yeah, if you've never heard this, listen to if it hadn't been for love, it's such a great song on here. Great album. Next, Sir Douglas Quartet, Together After 5. Doug Simon is, I always say his name wrong, but he was amazing. Cosmic Country, like hanging out with Dylan, doing all kinds of crazy. He was a partier. I was just listening to some stuff on Otis Gibbs about him. Great album. And I also had listened to Sir Douglas Mendocino. Another great one. Just that if you like that country rock, little Tex-Mix in it. Good stuff. And last, I've got, listen to it right now. This is Fiddle Tunes for Banjo, Tony Triska, Bill Keith, and Bella Fleck. I just got this in the mail this week. Great fiddle album. I'm still listening to it. Can't go wrong with anything with Bella Fleck, in my opinion. He was the best. And I mean, Tony and Keith ain't nothing to, they're good. But, yeah, great. So far, great album. Oh, thank you guys for watching. Hope you're having a good day and good Sunday. I'm going to watch the race a little while. And, yeah, have a good week.